All right, and we're live, Eric.
Yes,
we
sir.
Are live for northeastern Wisconsin and anybody else who's joining us.
Yes. Great.
So, just to let people know out there, Josh Rose, digital director here at Wfrv. Now, we're sitting down very casual. A lot of times when we're going live, either on TV, here at the Digital Center, it's something a bit more urgent, a bit more serious, but we wanted to take it down a notch a little bit and just have a normal conversation. So,
Yeah.
Eric, you're new here, you're new to the area. You know, people out there in TV land like to know who our reporters are, who the people they see on TV are, and there's not a lot of opportunity to do that, quite honestly. You're on air, you see your stories, see your packages, but who are the people delivering that information, delivering the news? So
Right.
we're here, we're going to find out. Take it
So, you know, I start off by saying that I'm very extremely happy to be here. This has been an adjustment, and you'll see why in a minute. But like Josh said, my name is Eric Richards, and I've been here for rolling up to 3 months already, if you can believe that. It's time really has gone by quick.
New reporter, but you've been here for a little bit.
For a little bit of a minute. And I can say that things here are very different from California. I'm from California. Born in New York, though. Born in Brooklyn, New York, and then moved to California when I was 5, Los Angeles area. And then I grew up there. All of my education has been there. I have worked there. And honestly, I've never stepped foot in Wisconsin before getting this job. So I knew nothing about Green Bay. I knew nothing about Wisconsin other than cheese, and forgive me, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, it's okay.
That's all. And also my perception of Green Bay was that it was actually larger than really what it is. You know, you can get around anywhere here in about 10 minutes. As opposed to LA when I was in 2.5-hour traffic each way getting to and from work. So it's definitely different being here, and I just look forward to sharing great stories of the community here, you know, like I did in LA. When I was out there, I was an anchor and reporter for a station there, and we covered a lot of community events as well, you know, so I enjoy learning about new things. I enjoy learning people's stories and the positives as well as the negatives too. I mean, we got to be balanced. And this experience, like I said, has been amazing so far.
Well, if I may, so you say that you came here without any experience, any understanding, really, of what Wisconsin is,
Right.
other than some of the stuff you've heard.
Right.
What's the first thing you did? How did you find, you know, a little bit of what this all was about?
You know what? Unfortunately, I came at a time when the coronavirus was just ramping up,
Right.
you know, throughout the country. I was leaving it there and driving into it here. So unfortunately, there hasn't been a whole lot of things that have been open and places that have been open and stuff like that. So I haven't really gotten the full culture of, you know, this area, unfortunately.
Sure.
You know, people have been telling me about cheese curds.
Right.
Didn't know what that was before
Sure.
we ran a story here about it.
Well, and typically by now we would already had a couple festivals getting underway.
Right.
We'd be getting ready for a few of the big ones like Country USA. Of course, everyone talks about that.
Yeah.
You have be gearing up for some of the fairs.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff would be starting to be in motion right now. And like you said, you're coming into it really without all of that and having to figure out what our local culture, I mean, I'm from the area myself, but
Right.
what our local culture is without being from here.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's a challenge.
it has been a challenge. I mean, I'm glad that the bars are open now. Not that I'm an alcoholic, but it's not. You know.
We're talking casual.
It's nice to see things opening up now and seeing more people outside. Yeah, we're still dealing with the virus. We're still dealing with the effects of that.
Yeah.
There are still cases that are coming in, so we're cognizant of that, and we're mindful of that when we go out. But it's nice to see people riding their bikes and stuff like that, and getting to know my neighbors a lot more now too, because You know, a lot of it has been to and from work, and that's it. You know, in the hours that I work, I don't see people really, you know, that much. So it has been, like I said, it's been an interesting process, probably more difficult in starting something new. But nonetheless, it still has been a great experience.
Well, Eric, let's do that. We I know your time is very valuable, especially
Yes.
right now. It's
Yes.
4:15. If
Yes.
you're watching this after the stream, it's 4:15 now live.
Right.
You have a story tonight.
I do.
You have a story tonight that you have to write, do your interview, shoot,
Yes.
edit. There's a lot you have to do. But
Yeah.
so I don't want to take too much of your time. But for people out there
Appreciate
who are
that.
just getting to know you, tell them how you got into this. So what are your goals for one? But how did you get
Right.
into becoming a storyteller? And that's really what it is.
Right.
Storyteller.
Right. So the idea of getting into broadcast journalism started when I was a sophomore in high school. So long story short, before this I was going to be a police officer. I was hell bent on being an officer in the city that I lived in California, Glendora. And I was going to be a police officer as part of the Police Explorers program. And then while I was on my way to a meeting for the Explorers, I saw a nice bright blue out there. It's KABC news van. And I said, let me stop and just see what the story is, you know? And I met an excellent, now retired reporter by the name of Gene Gleason, who showed me the bells and whistles of that side of the news, field reporting, everything in the live truck. I mean, he allowed me to stand there and watch him do his hits at 4, 5, and 6. I mean, it was just, I was just fascinated. And then he was also partly an anchor for one of the morning shows. And so he invited me and my mom down to the station. And that was amazing.
Sure.
And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a cop anymore. I want to be a reporter, you know? And so, you know, I've been fortunate to be in some of the best newsrooms, you know, this country has to offer, especially out there in LA. Number 2 market is fantastic, you know, and I think that what I hold with me and will hold with me for the rest of my life is the fact that, you know, Gene Gleason did not have to be nice to me that day. Right. He could have blew me off. He could have rolled the window up. He could have not invited me. He could have had a bad attitude, but he had a great attitude, very respectful, kind. You know, we still keep in contact to this day, and he's been retired for several years, you know. And what I take from that is that you never know what somebody's going through. You never know how you can affect somebody's life. So it's important to be kind to everyone, even if you're having a bad day, you know?
It's great advice.
And, yes.
It's great advice.
Yeah, it is. And you never know how you can positively affect somebody's life. We have the segment here, Positively Wisconsin. You know?
I was thinking of a way to make a joke after you said it.
There you go. I beat you to it, but
Right.
you know, it's really something, and you know, being fortunate to work in that market and tell those stories. Things are different here. Okay, I cannot expect a live pursuit to go on for 2-3 hours. You know,
Yeah,
I can't.
those are rare.
Yeah, I can't expect to say the same thing over and over again. You know, while watching those pursuits, I can't really expect any high-profile situations and circumstances to happen here like they do, you know, as much over there. But I like the change of pace. I like the pulse of this area, you know, because it's a different pulse. It's a little more calm, a little more chill, you know. You know, what's interesting is the speed limit here is low. You know, I'm still adjusting to that. Not that I speed,
No,
you know. Right.
You know.
But I'm still adjusting to
where
it.
you're going.
Yeah. You know, and the fact that there really is no traffic here.
Right.
You know.
No, you're not wrong there. I think that isn't that's something that people catch on to pretty quickly. And people who are even from here, I not to change the subject, but I lived in big cities for a lot of my life, and after leaving here, and the one thing, even talking to mom and dad back here, oh, traffic's getting crazy. Can't imagine. Come home, move home.
Yeah.
Where's this traffic you've been talking about?
Don't see
It's
it.
all perspective.
Yes.
Right? If you're from here,
Right.
I can tell that it has grown significantly from when I was growing up to now. This area has grown like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's not quite L.A. or London or New York quite yet.
Right. I don't see it getting there, but we'll see. You never know.
We'll see when they expand 41. We'll find out.
So one thing I wanted to mention here, because again, being from California, I've been an eyewitness to a lot of things and a lot of high profile cases and stories that have made national attention. And I can tell you that the last thing that I covered before I left was the Kobe Bryant crash.
Sure.
And being there at that scene, a few hours after the initial crash, and just looking up there and knowing that this is somebody and a bunch of people, including his daughter and their friends, who you may not necessarily know them, but you knew him definitely.
Right.
And that is one of the stories that sticks with me to this day, to this moment, because it's like, wow, you never know, when your time is up. You never know when that's going to be it. And having such a illuminating figure, public figure like that, and to see that and to witness that, it almost completely changed my life. It gave me a different perspective on things. Right. And when this opportunity came here, I jumped on it because I wanted to not limit myself anymore. And I didn't want to look at this as, this is this market and this, that, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. I looked at it as a new opportunity, a great opportunity. Mm-hmm. And it's great to be here. You know what I mean? Good. So I just look forward. Yes, I look forward to meeting the people here. I've enjoyed talking to some of the people who've come out there and seen me while I was in the field so far, and I just look forward to contributing to the legacy that is this station, and continuing to make things better and better. That's what I'm here for.
That's a perfect way for us, I think, to wrap this up.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a nice way to bookend it. And thank you, and welcome. We came in from Amy Beth. I always want to say Amabeth the way she spells it. She's a frequent commenter. I think I met her in Grand Chute once.
Great.
She says that Amy Beth says you need spotted cow, and if you haven't tried one yet, a brandy old fashioned.
I've heard about the brandy old fashioned. Yes.
That's when you know you're in Wisconsin. Some
Right.
cheese curds and a brandy old fashioned, according to Amy Beth. There.
Right.
So.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
The houses here absolutely beautiful, and the land. You guys have land here. We don't have land over there.
No, that's true.
So houses are very close together in LA. There's no backyard, there's no front yard and stuff like that. And I'm just amazed by how much. Yes, you can breathe, you can walk around. I mean, you guys don't have fences either, but we can talk about that some other time. But there's a rich legacy, I think, that's here that I'm just so happy to be a part of.
We're glad to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to do this. I'm going to let you get back to your story.
I appreciate
that.
that.
You have a 10 o'clock story for everybody out there to check out.
Yes.
For people who are watching on Facebook right now, I believe above us would be the link. There's a link right to Eric's bio that is active, that's online. You can click on that. It'll take you over there. If you're watching this after the fact, on our website, you can click on About Us, Meet the Team, and you will see not only this video that we're chatting right now under your name, but everyone on the team. So thanks a lot, Eric. We appreciate it.
I look a little different in that photo, and there's a story behind that if you guys want to know about that, you can send me a message.
Now that's a tease.
Yes,
that is a tease if I've ever heard one.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Josh, thank you.
Take care, man.